Martin Genie snuck off to the city, strung out and lazy.
My name's Tricia and I've just rescued Jean, the cow. She's an 8-year-old Dexter. She'd been living in a garden for the past 2 or 3 months and finally got to get her. I've known her for over a year.
A lot of people would choose a cat or a dog as a pet, maybe a few goldfish. Why a cow?
Well, I do have 3 cats and a dog. The cow, because I felt compassion for her. When I first met her, she was all on her own, and in a very short space of time, I just seen beyond the cow. I seen the soul of the animal, and she turned into a really good friend. And now I love her as much as I love my own animals.
Can you talk me through the relationship a little bit?
It's a tricky one because unlike your domestic animal, she's not in your home or in your garden, so you've got to physically come out to see her. Again, it's not an easy animal to own because land is getting rarer and rarer, but once you're here, I find it very rewarding. I just love being out in nature anyway. It is hard work. You've got to clean up, so it's physical work. It's all still fairly new to me, so I'm discovering what they eat and buying that, running around to fetch it, because again you can't get it in a supermarket.
So before you had Jeannie, it was owned by a builder and she was living in his garden.
I didn't realise where she was initially, and when I found out where she was and it was said there was no way he would be able to keep her throughout the winter in his garden, and that was that point where I stepped in. So
What would have happened if you hadn't stepped in?
she would possibly have gone off to the cattle market, and that would have been her fate.
So what are your fears for Jeannie in the next few months if you can't get the funding, and how are you going to get around that issue?
Well, I'm trying not to look on a too dark a side of it, because I've always said our thoughts manifest into reality, so all I'm doing is thinking really positive things for her.
But what is the worst case scenario, Tricia?
Me working 12 hours a day if I have to. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm not saying anything bad about Jean. Whilst I've got arms and legs and I can physically work, I will work.
You say you're struggling with the money to keep Jean in this field. Is the farmer interested in buying Jean, and still you could come and visit her and feed her? And
No, the farm here, it's just horses, so it's livery stables, and I mean it's been very good of them to have taken her on because they haven't got any other livestock.
And Jeannie's a lot smaller than I expected. What do people make of it when you say, you know what, I've got a cow as a pet?
I think anybody who knows me won't think it's very unusual. My love of animals spans across everything, basically. I think the average person might think it's a bit bizarre, but I'm just hoping people can understand that there are other animals than domestic ones. She's brought out a side to me that I didn't know I had. I mean, if somebody had said to me a couple of years ago to go through a field where there's a cow, there's no way I would have gone in. I'm getting more hands-on with her. If you want to lose weight, keep fit, forget the gym, get a cow.